Hello and welcome to the last video on my channel. I'm here to share with all of you my top 10 lessons for the year 2020. This has been an incredibly hectic year with the COVID-19 pandemic, the number of people we've lost all over the world, friends, family, loved ones. It's been such a terrible year for a lot of us. I just got back from the hospital where I work, and it's been quite hectic dealing with all these cases. We haven't had much in our part of the world where we are in Ghana, but we've suffered losses. We've had troubling times. We've had to go on partial lockdowns, and back on other countries around the world are on lockdown as I speak to you, and it's been such a terrible year. If you are here, I am sending love and warmth to you wherever you are, and I pray that we all stand together as we battle this and we get through on the other side. For I believe that we are going to get to the other side, and we are going to look back and then look up on how we were able to stand together and get through all of this together as one. So, and I believe that everything that happens for a reason, and so even through the worst of times, we need to find reasons to live, and that is how come I'm here to share with you my top 10 lessons I have gathered from the year 2020 with the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's begin. The first lesson I have to share with you is this: nothing is for sure. That's number one. When we began the year 2020, people had hopes. I had hopes. I had dreams and resolutions and plans and goals and things I wanted to accomplish. But then, along the way, in the month of March, the thing happened that it became a global pandemic. It was sweeping across the countries in all over the world. And that is when we knew that we can't be certain about what is going to happen tomorrow. We need to take advantage of the now. All we have is right now. And so if you have something to do, make sure you get into it. You begin doing it right away instead of postponing them and waiting for tomorrow and next week and next month and next year, because you never know what's going to happen. Nothing is for sure. The only thing that is for sure is that there was nothing for sure. And that's what I want you to know. That's the first lesson. Second lesson here is faith is a necessity for living. You see, people have been able to go through this pandemic because of their beliefs and their faith and their association. I believe in God. I believe in a higher power, a God who sees us through troubling times. You may believe in yourself. You may believe in some different kind of power. You may believe in humanity and all of that. I believe in humanity. What I'm trying to say is that whatever you believe in, whatever your belief is, it became very important in these troubling times that what you believe got you through the challenges that we all face. And that even opens you up to understand that you need to have that connection to a belief, something that you believe in. If you believe in science, if you believe in a higher power, if you believe in a combination of science and religion, whatever you believe, it became necessary during this pandemic that is what is going to get you through it. And so I have come to understand that faith is a necessity for life. You need to believe in something to keep you going, to believe that tomorrow will be better than today. Without something to look forward to, something to believe in, we would lose hope. And when you lose hope in life, that is the end of it. There is nothing else for you to do. Lesson number 3, we can live with little. I never knew I could be on quarantine and just eat the things that I have in my kitchen. I was even privileged to have food in my fridge and have something in the room, and it became a very clear to me during those times that you don't need everything that we think we need, or that a lot of things that we gather around ourselves are just chaff. When it became so much that we had to go on lockdown, that is when you realize that you could survive on little, you could live on little. And this should help all of us to reevaluate the things we gather and give out things that we don't need, because sometimes we hoard a lot of things, feeling or thinking we need to live on all of these things. But this pandemic has taught us that with very little you can survive. And so understanding or coming to that conclusion has helped me to take a lot of things from my life and look at the things that are of importance to me, because I have come to understand that I can live on little. I don't need all these things around me to survive. I just need what is important for me. Lesson number 4, family is still the basic unit of society. A lot of us get into work, traveling, going to places. We forget to connect with family. But when the pandemic hit, everyone was calling their family, their brothers, sisters, mom, dads, even people who weren't talking That was a time when family became the safe haven for a lot of people. And so we need to still make that connection with family. I don't know what is happening with you and your family, but you need to connect, because when things happen and when the pandemic hits, when the challenges come, there are people you would have to call, and no better person than somebody who shares a bloodline with you. Lesson number 5: relationships matter. I had to go through situations where I had to call friends to do things for me who were at other parts of the country, in other parts of the world, and because of the relationships I had nurtured over the years, it became the tool with which I was able to survive and get through the challenges. If you're somebody who is isolated and don't make friends, and you haven't built relationships at the workplace, in church, in the house, with your neighbor, with in school, with your family members, like we just talked about, you couldn't get through, because you will need somebody to help you, and the people who are going to help you are those you have already nurtured a relationship with. And so relationships matter. Lesson number 6: priorities are important, and I just discussed this. It became very important that we prioritize our goals and our needs and our dreams and what is important, because we realize a lot of things that we do on a daily basis were not really needed. We could cut them out and we were still okay to go forward. And so this should help us going into the year 2021 to keep prioritizing, to keep putting things ahead, what is important ahead of what is okay but not that important. Lesson number 7: we are animals of necessity. We've been able to develop a vaccine in less than a year because of this pandemic. Human beings are animals of necessity. When there is a need to do something, we are forced to do it. Without this pandemic, we wouldn't have been able to, we wouldn't have been pushed to develop a vaccine. And so I've come to understand that if I can put myself in a situation where I feel like I need to get this thing done, I can also develop a vaccine in quotes in less than a year. There are things that you know you have to do. It has taken you years, you haven't done them because you haven't found it necessary to put yourself in that box. And so human beings do things when they are required to do, when they have to. So if you want to accomplish your dreams or your goals come 2021, make it a necessity. Make it something that you have to do. Take it as if you are also in a pandemic and you need to find a vaccine and do everything possible and get it. Lesson number 8: this is time to reinvent yourself. Throughout the year, you had to do things to survive. You had to manage. You had to try and live on little things and survive with the less that you had. Without reinventing yourself, you couldn't have done it. And so, going into the years ahead of us, you need to find a way of adapting to situations and surviving and not trying to hold on to what is new. We are now in the new normal, in the era of Zoom and video conferencing and new technology and working from home. You need to find a way of reinventing yourself to fit into the future we've already entered. Because many people are waiting for things to return to normal, but there is no going back. We can't go back to how things were. We've lost people, we've lost lives, properties, jobs, a lot of things, and we can't possibly bring all of those people back or change the way things were, because our world as we knew it before has been changed, completely changed, and you need to reinvent yourself to fit into the year that is coming. Lesson number 9: life is in the daily decisions. When the pandemic hit and lockdowns were in almost every country, whatever you did on a daily basis became the most important thing. It wasn't about next week, next month. No. All that you tried to do was to get through the day and survive the day. So it became very important that your decisions you make on a daily basis was the most important thing. And so you need to do that going into the year. Make sure you pay attention to your daily decisions, because they compile to make the big ones. You can't do things haphazardly, in quote, or you can't just go about the day not knowing exactly what you are doing, but then get to the end of the month and wonder what happened to you within the month. So pay attention to the daily decisions. And the last lesson I learned throughout the year is that we are all connected, and that is very, very important. You see, human beings have been separated by religion, color, geographical location, creed, language, food, different cultures. And because of that, often we think that maybe Africans are isolated from Asia, and Asia is isolated from America, and America is not together with Europe. And just recently, the UK is separating from from Europe. And so, but this pandemic taught us that there is no difference between a Chinese and an American, a Ghanaian and Kenyan and South African and Nigerian and Pakistani. We are all connected. People were traveling and trying to seek safety in other countries, and without that ability or possibility to travel across the globe and go to other people's country and be accepted, it would have been difficult. And so this should teach us that after all this is said and done, we are together regardless of religion and color and creed and race and language and food and whatever everything separates us, even geographical location. Because at the end of the day, we are all human beings, regardless of the color of my skin, the language I speak, the food I eat, whatever. We are all connected. So go out there and look at people and don't see them as blacks or white or Asians or Chinese or Japanese. See them as human beings. Thank you so much for joining me today. And please, if this is the first time watching any video on my channel or you are returning, please don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon. Like this video, share with a friend, and leave your comments in the leave your top lesson in the comment section. Let me hear from you which of these top 10 lessons you resonate with, and even share with me the things I didn't talk about. I want to learn from you as well. Please like and share and subscribe if you want to see more videos. Thank you so much. We are at the end of the year. I wish you a happy new year wherever you are, and may 2021 bring us the best of blessings and good tidings. Stay safe. Love you all. Bye bye.